We have you on visual.
Hey gang, this is day 2 of the OSL Round of 16, meaning all the guys who didn't play in day 1 are going to play today, including Flash and Action. We're both on KT rollsters, so that makes this a teammate matchup. And as I've mentioned in the past many times, teammate matchups are always unpredictable, because they know each other's timings, they know each other's preferred styles in certain situations, so even though Flash is a very high caliber player, you never know. Except, up at the 2 o'clock position in green is Flash, he's down at the 5 o'clock position in beige is Action. Action Zerg! I don't know if you can hear that, but my toads are making mating calls like 5 feet away. It's really gross. But okay, let's get a couple of predictions from the Nuka Knights. Let's see here. Here's one from Dark Drum Productions, writes, Flash will whip out his, I'm not going to pronounce that, OP-NESS, and destroy the competition. Action might do well too. Another one from Flabrazoo writes, in all caps, Flash is going to stomp everyone! $, pound sign, @ symbol, pound sign, and $. At the end of that. Here's another one from Demonic, maybe EU Demonic 3, writes, Action and other KT Zergs were on a tear during the latter rounds of Pro League. Nuke parenthetical, that's true. Whereas my memory of Jangbi is that he was inconsistent last Pro League. I think Action and Flash will advance out of Group A. So he's a KT Rolster fan. Oh, there's Shine's grandma / mom. Yeah, she's both. She's his grandma and his mother. Don't ask me how that works. Okay, so that's enough predictions. Let's see. Action was scouting in the right direction with this first Overlord, and Flash just spotted that, so they're both going to scout each other pretty early. There's a second base coming down for Action. Someone slurping on some Starbucks. No, that was unnecessary, but there's Action chasing around the SCV scout. Didn't manage to get it down the yellow, I think, but it's going to get in there, see what it can see, which is basically nothing at this point. But Flash started his wall at the front, and he went 14cc, and luckily for Action, he scouted it, so he'll know how to react, which is probably just macro up himself, since going for the second base as he did. Yeah, he is going to put down his third base right now, right next to his main, which basically everyone does on this map because the third is so damn close. Every race does it. But there is the barracks, going to try to eventually complete this wall at the front. And I think that you can get a complete wall on this map, at least from that position, because I've seen it before. But there's Flash just kind of hovering around next to that third base. I think that Action was actually moving up with a drone, just trying to make sure that the SCV wasn't doing anything tricky. But there's finally the spawning pool coming down for Action. So he went 3 hatch before spawning pool, which is a pretty good reaction to 14cc. There's a guy with a band-aid on his head. I guess he got in a bar fight. A StarCraft bar fight. There we go. Gotta make it nerdy. But yes, this is a complete wall for Flash. Gonna complete that wall. And this being a complete wall, it's going to mean that Marines are going to spawn outside the wall, and if they want to get back inside the wall, they're going to, yeah, Flash is going to have to lift off his barracks, which he probably won't do for a little while. Let's see here. The spawning pool just ready to come up. There is Action, got 3 drones on the gas, and Flash is staying in with the scout. There's the Marine begging to be let inside the wall, but Flash is like, sorry man, can't do it. Oh, sorry, I gotta do the Flash voice.
I'm sorry, I can't do that. Okay.
I'll edit that in post if I remember. Get a nice Terminator voice filter on. But there's the Academy for Flash and the factory. I saw that he was mining gas earlier, but I didn't manage to see how many SCVs he had on it. So he's just starting it out with the FAC. But by going for this Academy, yeah, and he's still pumping Marines, so Flash has become very fond of a Valkyrie opening, so I'm curious if that's going to be what this is, or if he's just going to start with a Vulture harassment. We'll see soon enough. There's another barracks for Flash, so I think I think he is going to start with Valkyries. Oh boy. Yeah, Flash has become very fond of that kind of opening, so it wouldn't surprise me. But there is an SCV, scouting SCV, being chased around. I think it was looking for a 4th base, but didn't find it. So it's kind of pulling back. But I saw, yeah, there's a starport coming up for Flash, so this is likely Valkyries, unless he's trying to jumpstart into a super early science vessel build. Alright, Spire on the way, and the Hydralisk in for action. So he's definitely suspecting something. He has his Overlord at the natural expand. There's the armory! Yep, this is Valkyries. So, yeah, Action does suspect something. He knows something is up, which is why he's building both of these buildings. And he has his Overlord right next to the natural expansion. He's seeing this barracks continually pumping, so he knows he needs the Spire out. But here's Flash moving out with a very tiny force. Look at that little ragtag group. And here comes Action. He's trying to get the surround of the Firebat. Firebat fighting back all of the Zergling. He kills them all. 8 kill Firebats. Another Firebat hero. I think Flash had another one in the dual tournament that I cast. So that the same Firebat hero is back yet again. But there is oh no, the medic's about to go down. Looks like Action's going to try to snipe that. The Firebat protecting his girlfriend. Stay away from my girlfriend, man. Oh, the medic goes down anyway. So the Firebat will be mourning her death throughout the entire game. Might end up just putting the flamethrower right to his head and ending it, man. Okay, let's check this out. Engineering bay up for Flash. And building some turrets now to fight back any early mutas. Well, it wouldn't be early mutas at this point, but I see the Hydralisk already for Action, so I might start with Lurkers instead. Yeah, Flash is building a bunker at the front, and I do see the Valkyrie. There's the one Valkyrie so far for Flash. Should be more than enough to fight back the mutas for now, and I don't see any Scourge, so Action might not actually suspect that Valkyries are in play. If he did suspect Valkyries, he would have at least 2 Scourge along for the ride to try to get lucky and snipe the Valkyries. But Flash would probably hide the Valkyries for a little while longer and reveal them when he thinks he has enough to fight back the mutas on his own. But he's moving in with 2 Valkyries, and now Action, at least he's in the know now. He'll be able to pump some Scourge to try to take out those Valkyries. But yeah, with the Mutalisk running away, Flash is trying to use that to his advantage by moving out with his ground army. And he's got those moving into the middle of the map now. Let's see where he attacks. He's joining his army with his Valkyries. And there's Action burrowing some Lurkers next to his 8 o'clock base. Right outside the 8 o'clock natural, I think. So he's going to try to hold that. Uh-oh. It might be a stop Lurker attack, actually. Oh, it is a trap! It's going to fall right into the trap. Oh, Flash loses Medic and Marines. That was actually an excellent stop Lurker attack from Action. Yeah, Flash just lost everything at this 8 o'clock, except for these 2 Valkyries being chased away by the Scourge. Action coming in with the Scourge, trying to land on the Valkyries. Oh, he takes one out. So this is actually a very well-played game from Action already. Just 2 steps ahead of Flash so far. You can kind of see him exhaling there, like, I'm ahead of Flash? Okay, cool. So now he got to snowball that advantage. Building the Queen's Nest, he's going to try to get up his hive soon. Get up the hive from 4 bases. It shouldn't take him too long to get straight into Defilers or Ultralisks. Let's see here, more Lurkers protecting the 8 o'clock position, so I don't see Flash breaking through that anytime soon. He just lost his entire main army. But there's Flash working on his own 3rd base. Going to try to get his 3rd base up, start to macro up a bit. And he has kind of a small army right now. Let's see. Yeah, they got a couple Vultures moving down. And Action is trying to prepare for any sneaky vulture drops right next to that third base. Something like that. He has a static defense being built right next to that space. He has lurkers as well coming in. The dropship. Dropship goes down. Flash, everything is going wrong for Flash in this game, it seems. Yeah, he just lost a dropship full of troops. I saw him drop some medic marines, pick them up, and the dropship went down. So Action is reading Flash like a book. This is kind of crazy, actually. Wow. So Action is going to have his fourth base up uncontested. I just don't see any way that Flash can do anything about that anytime soon. But he's building more factories and going to try to transition into somewhat of a mech build. Now, I haven't seen a Terran player go for true mech in a long time. Yeah, it's usually just mass vultures like this into tanks. It used to be Goliaths with a couple of tanks to protect. Use the Goliaths to fend off any mutas and keep the mutas away from just the 2 or 3 tanks you have with the rest of the Goliaths. That's how mech used to be, but I haven't seen that type of play in a very long time. Probably just because the maps haven't been conducive to it. But there are some more mutas being chased away by the Valkyries. But Action is actually moving up with 2 pairs of Scourge to snipe each of those Valkyries. So he's going to be prepared next time he runs into those. But he's trying to pick off this engineering bay that's floated over probably just for scouting purposes, because he doesn't really need it. Flash doesn't need the engineering bay at the moment, or his barracks, so he's just floating all of them off.